Welcome to the Meditation Realm, Planeswalkers. I'm Caleb, your guide to these blind eternities, and in today's video we're going to be going over the Commander Masters deck. We're going to be opening up the Eldrazi Unbound, checking out the sweet Eldrazi and other new colorless cards they've introduced into here. It's got a nice little collector promo pack we'll open up at the end, see if we can get lucky. There are some sweet cards that you can only get in the collector packs for some of these select samples, so maybe we'll get lucky with one of those special foils. The deck has its usual inserts. Has some tokens on the side. Looks like it's just 1/1 counters and charge counters. It's got its usual punch outs. What we like to generously call being a deck box. It can hold the deck. I wouldn't necessarily call it a box. At least it's actually holding it this time. It's been kind of awkward sometimes how it's just been unfolded for you to fold it, and yeah. Alright, so we got the sample pack. We'll open that up at the last hint here. Check out the new cards and some of the reprints here. A lot of valuable reprints, some strong new cards. There are a lot of great pickups for this deck if you run a colorless deck, even if it's not Eldrazi. But if you run Eldrazi, it's especially worth it. So we got the face of the deck and probably the best commander to pick from if you actually play it as straight out of the box. Zuladoc, the Void Gorger. 7/4 for 6 mana. Colorless spells you cast from your hand with mana value 7 or greater have Cascade. So much value. You play him for 6 mana, and then everything bigger than him afterward just does so much work. And then we have the other commander for the deck, Omarthus, Ghostfire Initiate. He's an XX cost, enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on him. Whenever you put one or more 1/1 counters on another colorless creature, you may put a 1/1 counter on Omarthus, and when Omarthus dies, manifest a number of cards from the top of your library equal to the number of counters on it. Definitely a total different build around. It is not the same as Zuladoc. You kind of want to care about 1/1 counters, where Zuladoc is caring about casting big Eldrazi and big spells. Alright, looks like it's going into the reprints now. Some good staples here. Always good to play some of these big spells. Can't go... Well, I was going to say, they can't go deck without Soul Ring, but they did do the 5-color commander deck for some reason, the Painbow without a Soul Ring. There is a lot of ramp in this deck, too, which you really need for an Eldrazi deck. Your spells are on the very, very high end, and you need a lot of removal. Good old hasty options here. This deck, if you haven't already built an Eldrazi deck, is definitely a great starting point. It has a good chunk of the build for you. And colorless commanders have been pretty popular for a while now. Pretty much everybody picks an Eldrazi. He's been the most popular Eldrazi commander since he came out. He definitely... the card advantage that you get from casting him and then being able to counter everything, not everything, but a multitude of things, being a colorless creature in a deck, it gives you so much availability to control the game after you've already built up the board and redrawn your hand. He's even worth playing over Zuladoc as a commander, really, if you wanted to, as an Eldrazi, but Zuladoc is definitely doing that. Cascade is a powerful thing in and of itself. Alright, so we got our first new card, and one of the more powerful cards from this deck, Abstruse Archaic. It's a 3/4 avatar for 4 mana. It has Vigilance. And for 1, you can tap it. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a colorless source. You may choose new targets for that copy. Mana abilities can't be targeted. So yes, you can't target a mana ability and add extra mana off your Thran Dynamo. You can, however... copy an activated ability like searching for a land, like with Solemn, or a fetch land. So this does have some versatility in being able to actually ramp you and do some other powerful shenanigans. Very strong card. It's going to fit into a lot of decks. We have Calamity of the Titans. As an additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a colorless creature card from your hand. Exile each creature and each planeswalker with mana value less than the revealed card's mana value. So, colorless board wipe. Good new to get introduced today. A good new card to get introduced. Colorless definitely needs more access to be able to deal with the board. So there you go. So now we got it and All This Dust and Ugin. So it's got 3 decent board wipes. I mean, probably the 3 best ones anyways. Desecrate Reality. For each opponent, exile up to one target permanent that player controls with an even mana value. If at least 3 colorless mana was spent to cast a spell, return a permanent card with an odd mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. Wow, that card's really strong. Definitely going to do some work in Commander. Destroy 3 things, reanimate a creature. Seems pretty good. Flayer of Loyalties. When you cast this spell, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn, it has base power and toughness 10/10, and gains Trample, Annihilator 2, and Haste. And the creature itself, Flayer of Loyalties, has Annihilator 2, Trample, and it's a 10/10. So this comes in, it takes control of something on your opponent's board, makes it big, Trample, Haste, and you can swing at them, and it has Annihilator, so they got to sack a couple things. Expensive card, but definitely a blowout type of card. Speaking of blowouts, we have the Rise of the Eldrazi. It's 9 mana and 3 colorless, so 12 mana total sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target permanent. Target player draws 4 cards. Take an extra turn after this one, and then you exile it. But still, that is just such a powerful effect. It's, quite a bit of the combination of the Eldrazi. You're destroying a permanent like Ulamog, you're drawing 4 cards like Kozilek, and you're taking an extra turn with Emrakul. Like, you're just doing a little bit of all of them, spiced into one spicy, expensive card. Will it see play? Yes. Very expensive to get to, but hey, extra turns are extra turns. People will do it. We have a Skittering Cicada. It's a 3-drop, 2/2 creature with flash. You may cast colorless spells as though they had flash. And whenever you cast a colorless spell until end of turn, Skittering Cicada gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value. So nice. This guy comes in on 3. And even if you just play another, next turn you curve out, you play a 4-drop. You don't play it as flash, you just play it on your main phase so you can attack. This guy's getting +4/+4 and swinging for 6 on turn 4 by himself. Everything you play, it just gets bigger with him. That guy's pretty strong. I see him seeing a lot of play. And the fact that he's not Eldrazi and it affects all colorless spells just means that it can go into any Artifact Matters deck, and this guy just gets huge. I can definitely see this seeing a lot of play. We have Ugin's Mastery. Whenever you cast a colorless creature spell, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater, you may turn a face-down creature you control face up. Oh, nice. So those manifested cards, instead of dying and having to get put into your hand to be able to recast, you could just flip up. Whoop. Nice. Interesting. I like that. We have Darksteel Monolith, another one of the new cards here. 8-drop indestructible artifact. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for the colorless spell you cast from your hand. So the best thing to do is be able to cheat this out somehow, and then you pay 0 to be able to cast other expensive cards. This card's definitely going to see a lot of play. I have no question on that. Anything that allows you to be able to cheat stuff out is really strong. And, you cheat this out, and then you can start cheating stuff out every turn. Especially if you're playing, like, the Urza's Battlethopter Liberator. Like, being able to cast stuff at instant speed can just blow out games. Hey, another one of those great removals. So we got all this dust. So now we're back into reprints. So some good ones here. Endbringer, Endless One. Definitely one of the cards I would say take out. It That Betrays, one of the more famous Eldrazi. Definitely one of the stronger ones. Good to see that reprinted here. Matter Reshaper, Oblivion Sower. We got Ugin, the Ineffable. Nice to see. At least they got the 6-drop one in here. I guess I'm not surprised they didn't put the 8-drop Ugin, but still, that's a pretty sweet reprint right there. Stone Idol, Duplicant, Endless Atlas, Forsaken Monument, a staple in every colorless commander deck. Doubling your mana, buffing up creatures, gaining life. It does everything. We got a Hangerback Walker, Investigator's Journal, Cauldra Complete, nice reprint, very strong card. Mazemind Tomb, Metalwork Colossus, Mage Mirror, Myriad Construct, Mystic Forge. Another colorless staple, just gives you so much card advantage. Here's one of those board wipes, but this is one of those ones that hits you as well. Blows up all your stuff, but yeah. 9 mana, Perilous Vault, exile all non-land permanents. Phyrexian Triniform, Solemn, Soul of New Phyrexia, Steel Hellkite, Stonecoil Serpent. One of those. It's okay removal for a colorless deck. It blows stuff up. And I think we're on to the lands here. Arch of Vlaska, Blaststone, Wanderer's Enclave, Gaia Reach, a Mirror Pool, Ruins of Oran Reef, Scavenger Grounds, Seagate Wreckage, Shrine of Forsaken Gods, Tyrite Sanctum, War Room, Eldrazi Temple. See, I'm surprised that, we got half surprised and not surprised that we got Eldrazi Temple in this deck. But I know in the Sliver deck, they didn't put Sliver Hives. So it's like one of those missed opportunities where, sometimes they take advantage of putting stuff in the right decks, and then sometimes they don't. Hey, look, they got all the Urza lands in here? Wow, I didn't expect that from them. Not bad. And then a few wastes. And tokens. Always giving you the double-sided tokens. I don't know why they just don't bling us out and give us the foil tokens at this point. What harm is it to give us, especially in the premium product? This is the premium commander deck, and they can't give us foil tokens. Anyways, we're going to see what's in our collector sample pack here. See what we get lucky with. There's been some goodies to be able to pull in here. I've had some great luck, and then, sometimes you get that 50-cent rare. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So what we got here is we got a Hatchery Slipper. Oh, nice. This is from the commander deck. In the borderless. And then we got Counterspell foil. Good old Counterspell. Always good to be able to play with a Counterspell. It's the OG. And slivers are getting popular again. Lots of people want to play slivers, especially because we got a new sliver deck. Thank you for joining me, Planeswalkers. Always glad to have you here. Like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you here on the next video.